Okay, welcome back, and you're watching Liquid Lunch on Biz TV. There's a lot going on out there that's driving me berserko. But in these little news of the day segments, I like to go on my own little rants and talk to you, my friends out there, and talk about how I really feel without getting crazy about it. But did point out the greatness of my son in segment one, and I always point out the greatness of our audience. We have a tremendous amount of friends and fans and family out there that tune in every day. Quick look at the markets. Dow still under 27 at down $85. Bitcoin, as I mentioned yesterday, at 9,500, and looks like it's well on its way to 10,000. So anybody who wants to know a little more about Bitcoin, how you can buy fractional shares or anything, reach out to me. I'll give you a hand. I'm not an advisor. I don't take commissions or anything, but if I can help you, I will. And Overstock up another $1.50 today at 56.25. Yee-hee. That's good news. For those of you watching, I think it's going to 100. I don't have any information or anything. I just think it's hot on the tail of Wayfair, and it should be worth at least half of Wayfair. That I could tell you. One of the things that I love about our audience is I get a ton of feedback. I try to delve it out when I can. I try to include it in the show. And I always talk about sometimes we got haters. And the haters are good for business too. And don't forget, everything, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You need both sides, like the yin and the yang. So if there was no haters, there would be no lovers. So we need hate to have love. It's just part of the universe. So, and the haters are good. They tune in every day. But I did want to point out someone who went from a big fan of the show and used to correspond with me and send me things, and I take objective criticism very poorly. I will admit that. I don't like getting corrected, as you could see at the end of the show when Nico and Jess make things up about me. But this person used to watch all the time and tell me if I was good, tell me if I was bad. A lot of times scruffle it up, but I'm good. I try to answer everyone as much as I can. So Kathy from Lutz, Florida, she works in the post office. She was a fan. And then she got turned off by some stuff. And she sent me an email the other day after she turned into a hater. And she said, JT, I've been waiting for you to return to Newsmax. I missed the show. I looked you up on YouTube. And watch your Friday show while I'm here at work. You still got it. Very entertaining. You look even better in a t-shirt than you do all dolled up. I don't know about that. Is there a petition or a drive to get back on? I'm on. Sorry for being nasty with you. I don't mean it. I wish you all the best. And then I answered her, hey, bygones are bygones. There she is. You're my friend and everything else. And this is the sign of good people. Put that back up for 1 minute, Nico. That sometimes through the power of love, you can change people back to the good side. They come to the white. And you see what Kathy responded to me there to show that she was back on the team. So happy you replied to me. Girls can be D words too. And, we're adults, and I blacked it out there. So, but everybody, she's kind of admitting like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry I was being so awful. And it happens. I'm awful sometimes, too. You should see what I do to the team over here when we're not on there. I forget about it. Unspeakable, terrible things. But and they get me back. They put food on my desk that they tell me is like baklava, but I don't even know what was in that stuff. They may have poisoned me the other day, quite frankly, but yesterday I washed it all down with some fresh, minty, homemade lemonade from Mesa, which was excellent. So I don't know what was in that baklava the other day. But Kathy, welcome back, my dear, and put it on in the post office for everyone on your Facebook or on YouTube, because everyone is welcome. It's a big tent here on Liquid Lunch. Now, you want to hear craziness, okay, with all this plant-based and all the who's a vegan? Everybody's a vegan. If you want to invest in something, here's some business advice. Find anything you can and call it vegan. Because all these kids that are out protesting right now because they're not in school and they're not at work and they're getting unemployment and everything, they're all vegans. Okay, trust me, that's just the new cool thing to do is be a vegan. So anything you sell, just write vegan on it. Even if it's not, tell them it's vegan and they'll probably buy it like mad. Nah, don't do that. It's false advertising. But KFC, the Colonel Sanders will probably be turning over in his grave right now when I talk about this story. Just breaking news yesterday, KFC is using animal flesh cells to 3D print chicken meat in a Russian lab. KFC is working with a Russian 3D bioprinting company to create lab-produced chicken nuggets. Fast food giant has announced that this is the meat of the future concept. They're taking the next step in innovative concept of creating a restaurant of the future, crafting the meat of the future. So let me get this straight. You're taking your life in your hands in the first place if you're eating from KFC, because you don't even know what's in the actual chicken that's buried under all that delicious Colonel Sanders crunchy covering. Okay, you don't even know what's in that chicken there. And by the way, if you take a look behind it, what's in them chickens, forget about it. They shoot them up with stuff. They keep them in pens. They got all kinds of carcinogens in them. When they squeeze 10 billion chickens into one little chicken coop, all their insides, their enzymes are up, their glands are going off, so they're almost like poisoning themselves before you even get it. And then they insert bleach so that the white meat looks whiter and all this other stuff. So you're already taking your life in your hands going into KFC, but I do it. I love it. The buffalo popcorn bites, oh, so good. Delicious, actually. The one thing is these printers that we buy, they're so cheap. You could go buy a printer for $150. But the cartridges for the printers are like $40, $60. And every 2 weeks the cartridge is dead. So the cartridges are so expensive. So I asked Jess, my producer, last night, how much could a chicken meat cartridge cost if a freaking printer cartridge is $60? Where do we get these chicken meat cartridges? I don't understand what's happening here, but they're going to bioprint chicken nuggets. Now, if you ever look inside some of these processed nuggets, they're already bioprinted because I don't even know what that meat is in there. It's hard to tell. But KFC is somehow teaming up with Russia, another one of our buddies out there in the world, to bioprint us some 3D chickens. And supposedly this is this is the future of the restaurant industry, is to get 3D printed chicken meat from Russia. And we're all supposed to be happy about this. I don't know. It's just, is it a good story? No, it's a scary story. And the one thing I can tell you is if you want to know what's really good for you, when you do eat those processed nuggets from basically anywhere, just don't look inside. You know what I mean? It's like a haunted house. If you're going in, expect to be scared. But you're better off just closing your eyes and whipping them down. Put a whole bunch of sauce and slather some salt to ketchup on there. But I vote no on 3D chicken meat printing, and I do, if anybody out there can let me know, I would like to know how much one cartridge of 3D chicken bio meat is on the open market. And we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back right after this with, let's see, I got so many notes today, so much to talk about. John Banzaf is going to be here, public interest attorney and one of my great friends, great participant on the show. Quick break and be back with the good